From Philadelphia's Shibe Park, this is Kurt Berglund with Pine Tar Baseball. This is my Great Teams Tournament. Teams selected by you, the fans of Pine Tar Baseball, way back in January. I gave the parameters of the years 1964 to 1989, and you voted for 16 teams to complete a set of great teams in that 25-year time span. We started this tournament with all 16 teams that you can see on this sheet of paper with my very own font. That's right, we're down to two teams, the 1964 Phillies and the representing the National League, and the American League champions from this bracket, the 1980 Kansas City Royals. We've played two games so far, and spoiler alert, the 1964 Phillies swept the first two games of this series in Kansas City behind the brilliant pitching of Jim Bunning and Chris Short. The 1980 Royals have scored a combined 4 runs in those two games. That's not going to get it done, but that could change today. Game 3, pretty much a must-win for the Royals. They are sending right-handed soft tosser Rich Gale to the mound. As you can see, he is an E on the road and a C the third time through the order and beyond. You also see on his card that he has walk modifiers on 55 and 77, so he can get wild. And he has a maximum innings pitch of 6, but he can improve that with good performance. He will be opposed by Art Mahaffey, who's 1-1 in the tournament. He is a G&G pitcher at home with all sorts of control trouble. He can give you 5 innings, more if he's good. This is the soft underbelly of the Philadelphia Phillies team in 1964, and that would be starters 3 and 4. They had injury trouble. They had effectiveness trouble. They're going with Mahaffey in the third game here, but he is the man who had the third most starts on the team in 1964. He has pitched in a starting role in this tournament. He has also pitched in relief. A little bit controversial, but due to the fact that he had the third most starts on the team, we're going with him in Game 3. It's a little bit easier because the Phillies are ahead 2-0. We'll see what happens. Rich Gale's E rating isn't a lot better, so we may have a slugfest on our hands. Also, some lineup changes. We lose the DH today because we are going to Philadelphia. The lineup for the Royals. The 1980 American League champion Kansas City Royals will have Willie Wilson, their MVP so far, leading off in left field. Clint Hurdle pushes himself away from the dinner table long enough to take the second spot in the order. He will play right field. George Brett bats third at third base. Willie Aikens bats fourth at first base. Amos Otis bats fifth in center field. Darrell Porter bats sixth and does the catching. Frank White bats seventh and plays second base. And UL Washington will bat eighth and play shortstop, leaving Rich Gale to bat ninth and do the pitching. For the homestanding Philadelphia Phillies, leading off at second base, Tony Taylor. Batting second in right field, Johnny Callison. Batting third at third base, Richie Allen. Batting fourth in left field, Wes Covington. Batting fifth in center field, Tony Gonzalez. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Clay Dalrymple. Batting seventh and the hero of Game 1, one of them anyway, John Hernstein at first base. And batting eighth and playing shortstop, it's Bobby Wine. Batting ninth will be Art Mahaffey on the mound. Alrighty, Maffey finishes his warm-up pitches. The dangerous Willie Wilson, the table setter for the 1980 Royals. In a game they gotta have, is leading off. The pitch to Willie is hit on the ground to third, and Richie Allen gloves it. He's going to throw across to Hernstein, and there's one gone in the first inning. Clint Hurdle comes up. You'll notice that Hal McRae is not in the lineup today. Jim Fry decided his glove is just too much of a risk in left field at Shibe Park. The pitch to Hurdle is hit toward Hernstein. Oh, it takes a bad hop and goes over his head into right field. It's a base hit for Hurdle. And he is aboard with one man out for George Brett. Brett, the .390 hitting third baseman for the Royals. Pitch to George. He struck him out, and a Mahaffey fastball, 2 down. Willie Aikens, and I'm still dropping dice. Willie Aikens with Hurdle on first base. Willie hit .278 in 1980. This one hit in the air to center. Tony Gonzalez is going to make the play, and that's 1 down. That retires the side. In the Royals first, we go to the bottom of the first, and we are scoreless in Philly. It'll be Tony Taylor, Johnny Callison, and Richie Allen for the Phillies against Rich Gale. Taylor. It loops one to right. In comes Hurdle on the run. He's going to get there for the first out, and there's one gone in the Phillies first. Johnny Callison, the all-star right fielder of the 64 Phillies. He hits a comebacker, gloved by Gale, who flips to Aikens for 2 down. And now Richie Allen with 2 outs and nobody on strolls to the plate. Big day, 3 hits for him yesterday. Pitch to Richie. Hit on the ground to short. That's Bobby Wine who gloves it. Bobby Wine. UL Washington gloves it and throws to Aikens, and that will retire the side in the first. It's a 1-2-3 first for Gale. So we go to the second. We're scoreless. It's Otis, Porter, and White for Kansas City. Here's Amos, .251 in 1980. Ground ball second base. Tony Taylor throws to Hernstein for the out. Darrell Porter, .249 in 1980. Porter lifts this one to center. Tony Gonzalez will bay back a few steps but have room and make the play for out number 2. And Frank White. White just single to center. He takes Mahaffey right back up the middle. He's aboard. And UL Washington gets to bat with 2 outs. UL wasn't happy before the game. He was complaining to the press that Fry pinch hit for him late in the game yesterday. Hit in the air to center field. This is another chance for Tony Gonzalez coming in a few steps, and he'll get there, and that will retire the Royals in the second. Go to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless in Philly. Rich Gale back on the mound. He will face Covington, Tony Gonzalez, and Clay Dalrymple for the Phillies. And Covington lines a shot down in the right field corner. Hurdle's going to have to hustle. Covington rounds first. Hurdle collects it and fires it back into White, but Covington's going to get to second with a leadoff double for the Phillies in the second. Tony Gonzalez comes to the plate. He's been incredibly valuable for this team. They've gotten away with playing him against all kinds of pitching in center field, and he has hit. The pitch to Tony is hit to left. This one is down the third base line, and it's going to get into the corner. Willie Wilson's going to run it down. Covington will score from second. Gonzalez will take his place at second base with a double, and the Phillies have a 1-0 lead. Fry is up off his seat in the Royals dugout and watching carefully. Clay Dalrymple comes to the plate. The Phillies catcher hit .238 on the season. This one is launched to right. Hurdle way back, way back. He's on the track. He makes the catch. Gonzalez is tagging at second. See if he goes to third. He bluffs, and her strong throw from Hurdle causes Gonzalez to go back to second base, and that holds him. So a long fly out for Dalrymple does not move the runner to third. And so with one out now, John Hernstein comes to the plate. Couple of ribbies for him in game one. Gonzalez takes his lead off second. Gale to the belt. He looks at Gonzalez and pitches home to Hernstein. This one's hit to right. Not as deep. Hurdle's going to make this play. Gonzalez tagging again. There he goes. The throw from Hurdle, it's going to be close. He's safe at third. And with 2 outs, Gonzalez gets himself to third base for Bobby Wine, who hit only .212 on the 1964 season. Mahaffey is on deck. Wine and Mahaffey are about even in terms of offensive capabilities. Fry is not ordering a walk to Wine. Gale will pitch to Wine. The pitch. Gonzalez takes his lead off third. And Wine takes a called third strike, a bender from Gale, and that will retire the Phillies in the second. But a pair of doubles puts the Phillies in front 1-0 after 2 innings. Phillies 1, Royals 0 after 2 in this all-important Game 3 of the series. Rich Gale will come to the plate to lead off, then Willie Wilson, then Clint Hurdle in the Royals' third. Pitch to Gale, some gas blows right by him, and that's one gone in the third. Willie Wilson stands in. 0 for 1 today, 326 on the season. And Willie draws a walk. He is aboard to raise some cane. Bruce Springsteen said Adam raised a cane. Kurt Berglund said Willie Wilson raised a cane. And Clint Hurdle steps in with 1 man on and 1 man out. Is Willie Wilson going? He works on his lead. The pitch to Hurdle. He's not going. And this is lined a deep drive to right. Callison retreating to the wall. It's gone. And Clint Hurdle has left the building. So has Elvis. And it's 2-1 Royals on a big, big blast by Clint Hurdle. Mahaffey upset with himself, but he hung a breaking ball, and Clint Hurdle mashed it. So with 1 out in the third, the Royals have a 2-1 lead. Brett coming up. And George Brett lines a base hit to center field. The leash on Mahaffey is short. Gene Mauch wants the game. He's on the phone to the bullpen. And it's going to be Ray Culp and Rick Wise warming up. Double barrel long relief action in the Phillies bullpen. Brett at first base. Akins, 0 for 1 on the day. He is up, and he is a double play target. The pitch. Range check. Get to the kitchen. It's a range check. Tony Gonzalez drifting back. He's going to get to the track, and he's got it. That's 2 outs. He gets the throw back in. Brett returns to first base, and Amos Otis will be the batter. 0 for 1 on his day. 2 outs, and Brett at first base. Pitch to Amos is ball 4. He walked him. Brett goes down to second. Amos takes his base. And Darrell Porter comes to the plate. Mahaffey suddenly struggling with the strike zone. Porter, 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch. Lined a base hit left field. Drops in front of Covington. Here comes Brett around third. He will score. Covington's throw goes into second base, and Otis takes third. It's first and third for the Royals. They're up 3-1. White steps up. 1 for 1 on his day. There's 2 men out and runners at the corners. Pitch to Frank. He hits it high in the air to center field, toward left center. Gonzalez waving off Covington, and he will make the catch, but the Royals score 3 and may have saved their tournament. By doing so, 3 runs on 3 hits, and they left 2 after 2.5. Kansas City 3, Philadelphia 1. Mahaffey will lead off the bottom of the third for Philly. Then Tony Taylor, then Johnny Callison. Art hits one in the air to center, a looper. Otis comes in and makes the catch. That's 1 down. Tony Taylor steps in to the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 today. He was .251 on the season. Pitch from Gale. Hit in the air to center. This will drive Otis back a little, but he's got room. 2 down. And Johnny Callison, with 2 outs and nobody on, wants to do some damage. He takes a called third on a Gale hook. That retires the side 1-2-3. We go to the 4th. It's Kansas City 3, Philadelphia 1 in Game 3 of this Pine Tar Baseball Great Teams Tournament World Series. Say that with your mouth full, and you'll have a mess on your hands. UL Washington, Rich Gale and Willie Wilson against Mahaffey here in the 4th. UL is 0 for 1 on the day. And UL hits it high and deep to right. This is trouble. Way back to the right field corner. Can Callison make a play? He cannot. UL Washington has left the building. So has Elvis. And it's 4-1. Royals in Game 3. Phillies bullpen springs to life with the same gentlemen that were throwing last inning, Culp and Wise, with Rich Gale stepping to the plate with the uncharted water of a 3-run advantage to his credit. And Gale strikes out 1 down in the Royals' 4th. Willie Wilson stands in, 0 for 1, a walk, and a run scored on his ledger. Pitch to Willie. Hit in the air to right. Callison coming in. He'll make the play. That's 2 down. And Clint Hurdle, 2 for 2 with a 2-run bomb in the 3rd. Maybe the hero of the day so far. 2 outs, nobody on, 1 run in. 4-1, Kansas City. Line drive, base hit, hurdle, right field. He's 3 for 3. Brett coming up. Oh boy, how do they want to play this? They got a problem now. They got no lefties going in the bullpen. There's really only one lefty in the bullpen they can use. And that's Chance, and it's way too early for him, and he's not loose anyway. So here comes Mock. That's going to do it for Mahaffey. He is gone. We'll give you his numbers in just a second. The new pitcher will be right-hander and rookie Rick Wise. Rick Wise, 17 relief appearances on his season in 1964. He is a D pitcher at home. He has walk modifiers of 55 and 77, so he can have control trouble. He can give you 2 innings in relief, and he's on to do just that. He will bat 9th in the order. The line on Mahaffey, 3 2/3 innings. He allowed 7 hits. 2 of them were homers. 2 walks. He struck out 3. He allowed 4 runs so far, all of them earned. And now Wise is on to face George Brett, a youngster, against one of the best hitters in the game ever. 1 for 2 for Brett on his day with a strikeout in the first. Hurdle is on first. There's 2 men out. The pitch to Brett. Ground ball second. Tony Taylor takes it on a hop and flips to Bobby Wine covering second. That will retire the Royals in the 4th. However, they score another run. On 2 hits, they leave 1. It's now, after 3.5 innings, Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 1, and it'll be the meat of the Philadelphia order. Richie Allen, Wes Covington, Tony Gonzalez coming up in the 4th. The pitch from Richie. Hit in the air to left. Willie Wilson in his tracks. 1 gone in the 4th. Wes Covington hit a double and scored a run in the 2nd. 280 on his season. Covington hits it to center. This drives Otis back to the wall. It's gone. Wes Covington has left the building, and so has Elvis. And it's now 4-2 Kansas City. Gale, subject to control trouble and some gopher balls from time to time. Fry back on the top step of the dugout, but scared of his bullpen. There's a bunch of arsonists out there. Tony Gonzalez stands in with 1 out and nobody on. He doubled and drove in Covington in the 2nd. And Tony lines a base hit to center field. It's going to take a hop and get into the gap. Otis will collect it and fire it back in with that strong arm of his, so Gonzalez will stop at second. The Phillies suddenly have the tying run at the plate in Clay Dalrymple. Tony Gonzalez in scoring position with his 2nd double of the day. Dalrymple 0 for 1 against Gale. The pitch. Hit in the air to left. Willie Wilson coming on and gloves it one-handed for the out. 2 down. And John Hernstein, who is 0 for 1 today and 234 on the season, steps in. Gonzalez works on his lead. Gale to the belt. Checks him. The pitch is ball 4. His walk modifier gets him. Hernstein strolls to first base. There's 2 on for Bobby Wine, and if ever there was a time Gene Mauch was praying to the Louisville Slugger gods, it's right now for Bobby Wine to get sawed off and hit a bloop over Frank White's head. Gonzalez at second, Hernstein at first. 2 men out in the bottom of the fourth. The Phillies trail by 2 at 4-2. Pitch to Bobby Wine. Hey, struck him out looking. And that retires the Phillies in the fourth. They blow an opportunity. However, they do cut the lead to 2. After 4 complete, it's Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 2 in Game 3 of this World Series. It'll be Akins, Otis, and Porter for the Royals. Rick Wise back on the hill. Pitch home to Willie. Hit in the air to left. This is driven deep. Covington going back to the wall. He's got it for the first out. Wow, Akins almost put one out of here, but he just missed it. Amos Otis 0 for 1 with a walk. He draws another walk. Amos is aboard with 1 man out, and Darrell Porter coming to the plate. Darrell's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He's been an RBI machine in the tournament. The pitch to Darrell, hit in the air to right. This is Callison who's going to make the play, and Otis will retreat to the bag at first base. So with 2 outs, Otis still at first base. It's Frank White. White is 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch to Frank. Hit on the ground to short, and Rick Wise has done his job. Wine flips to Taylor the short way for the out, and that retires the Royals in the 5th. We are halfway through this one, and the Kansas City Royals, in a game they gotta have, lead it 4-2 over the 1964 Philadelphia Phillies. Gonna have a word from our sponsors. That's right, fans. It's Lakeside Beef. Not just Lakeside Beef. It's Lakeside Beef with juices. The beef so good, if you eat it, and the nutrition facts will back me up on this, you'll be dead before you... You'll be dead before your head hits the kitchen table. That's right. Dead. 1/4 of a cup gives you 20% of your saturated fat for the day. And if you're like me, you can't stop with a 1/4 cup of this goodness. Lakeside Beef with juices. Pick it up at your local grocer for 24 ounces of artery clogging goodness. Okay. That's all for our sponsor. Don't forget Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com. Pine Tar Baseball, ttlbaseballgame.com. All right, we're heading to the bottom of the 5th. The Phillies have a little bit of work to do to get caught up. Rick Wise righted the ship in an inning and a third. He allowed no hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, no runs, no home runs. And he is gone. He's gone for a pinch hitter. The pinch hitter will be Johnny Briggs. And Johnny Briggs hit .258 in 1964. Rich Gale back on the mound. Left-handed batting Briggs is an outfielder. Was a rookie in 64. Ready to face Gale. Hey, strikes him out on some Gale junk. 1 gone in the 5th. Tony Taylor stepping in. 0 for 2 for Tony on the day. Only .251 in 64, but a spark plug to the offense. Ground ball first base, gloved by Akins. He's going to take it unassisted to the bag, and that's 2 down. Johnny Callison will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Gale today. Hit deep for Callison, way back to center field. It's gone. Johnny Callison's left the building. So has Elvis, and it's now 4-3 Kansas City. And Jim Fry is looking for all of his vaping materials in the dugout. The Royals bullpen is going to get busy in this must-win game. Marty Patton is going to start to throw in the bullpen. There's 2 men out. Richie Allen comes to the plate. Allen is 0 for 2. The Rookie of the Year in 1964. Pitch to Richie. He lost him. Ball 4. He walked him. And it's going to be Wes Covington strolling to the plate. Now, Patton will be joined by a left-hander. It's going to be Gary Christensen and Patton for double-barreled action in the Kansas City bullpen. 2 men out. Allen at first. 1 run in. It's now a 1-run lead for Kansas City. Pitch to Covington. Line drive, left field, base hit in front of Wilson. Look at Allen's daring base running. He's going to try and take third, and he's going to get there. Men at the corners for Philadelphia with 2 outs in the 5th. Tension in the Kansas City dugout. They want to get out of this as quickly as possible. They'd love it if Gale can get him through 5. They're going to leave him in. Maybe 1 more batter, maybe 2. We don't know. But there's men at the corners. The tying run's on third base. The lead run is on first base. And Gonzalez is at the plate with 2 outs. Pitch hit in the air to right, toward the gap. Hurdle on the run. He's going to get there for the out. And that will retire the Phillies in the 5th. But another solo run for the Phillies, this time on Johnny Callison's home run. And after 5, it's Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3. They just keep coming. They keep coming. They keep coming. We have a new relief pitcher on for the Phillies. It's going to be Ed Roebuck, the right-handed setup man, although they didn't call him setup men back in 1964. They called him short men. And if you're like me, that's a little bit offensive, but you're going to get over it. Roebuck, if you see, he is the right-hander. He is an A-plus pitcher at home. He has a walk modifier of 77, and he can give you 1 inning. And that's what Gene Mauch's asking for from Ed right now. He's asking for Ed to hold him in the 6th. For the Royals, it's UL Washington. Rich Gale is in the on-deck circle, but we'll see if he bats. And then Willie Wilson. UL is 1 for 2 with a rare homer back in the 4th. Pitch to UL. Hey, strikes him out on some Ed Roebuck gas. 1 gone in the 6th. That's going to do it. Yeah, that's going to do it for Rich Gale. I'll give you his numbers in just a second. They got to get him out of there. They need some offense. They need some offense. And so they're going to go with a man that they have not used yet in this tournament. It's going to be a Kansas City super sub, Jamie Quirk, to pinch hit. He's a left-handed pinch hitter. Played mostly when Brett was injured during the 1980 season at third base, but he also caught and played the outfield. Quirk with a .276 average in 1980. Rich Gale pitched 5 innings. He allowed 6 hits. 2 of them were home runs. He walked 2. He struck out 4. He allowed 3 runs. All of them were earned. He is in line for the victory if the Royals can maintain the lead. Quirk is in to try and pad that. The pitch from Roebuck. And Jamie Quirk loops one to left. It's going to land in front of Covington for a base hit, and he's aboard. Willie Wilson comes to the plate with Quirk aboard, and 1 man out in the Royals' 6th. Pitch to Willie. This one is grounded to short. On a hop. Bobby Wine to Tony Taylor to John Hernstein, and they double up Willie Wilson. You don't see that every day. That does it for the Royals in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're going to have a new pitcher, and it's going to be Marty Patton, the Royals setup man. I don't think they called it that in 1980 either, but he is on for the 6th inning. He will bat 9th. Give you a look at his card. Marty Patton on the road in 1980 was an A-plus reliever. No strikeout or walk modifiers, and he can give you 2 innings if you need it. And they just might today. For the Phillies, it'll be catcher Dalrymple, then John Hernstein, then Bobby Wine as we get near the bottom of the Phillies batting order in the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies need 1 run to tie. It's Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3 in Game 3 of the World Series. Dalrymple's 0 for 2. This one is grounded to first. Akins gloves it and will flip to Marty Patton covering for out number 1. John Hernstein, 0 for 1 with a walk. And Hernstein lifts it to center. This is going to be Amos Otis jogging in and one-handing for out number 2. And now Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. The pitch to Bobby. He's got the hat trick. Strikeout number 3 looking, and that will retire the Phillies in the 6th. We go to the 7th. We got 3 innings to play, and it's Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3. As we go to the top of the 7th, the new Philadelphia pitcher will be the heavily used down the stretch Bobby Shantz. In real life, his arm was ready to fall off in September, and he's going to give Jim Fry some fits now in the top of the 7th because he will face lefty Clint Hurdle, lefty George Brett, and lefty Willie Akins scheduled to bat, and Fry's going to make some moves because they got to win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The Royals need this game badly. So, leading off will be the right-handed half of the late season Royals platoon in right field, and that is Jose Cardinal. He will bat for Hurdle. Hurdle was 3 for 3 with a 2-run bomb, but he doesn't hit lefties. So Cardinal is on to face the left-handed Shantz. I didn't tell you about Bobby, and I need to do that. Bobby Shantz is an A pitcher at home. He has no strikeout or walk modifiers. He has 2 innings pitched at his max, and he now faces the right-handed Cardinal. Royals looking for some insurance. Ground ball second base. Gloved by Taylor, who will throw to Hernstein, and one man is out in the 7th. George Brett facing the left-handed Shantz. George is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. Hit in the air to left. Covington toward the line will make the play, and that's 2 down. And Willie Aikens. They could use Wathan here, or they could keep Aikens in. They're going to keep Aikens in. 0 for 3 on the day. And Willie fans on a Shantz breaking ball. That will retire the Royals in the 7th. Shantz does the job with a 1-2-3 7th. Cardinal will go out and play right field. It's time to stretch him out in Philadelphia. With the score, Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3 in Game 3 of this World Series matchup of my Great Teams tournament. Bobby Shantz is going to be gone. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Shantz leading off the inning, then Taylor, and then Callison against Marty Patton. The game is tied. They need a long ball. They're going with Frank Thomas to pinch hit for Bobby Shantz. Not that Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas hit .271 before being injured in the 1964 season that took him out of the pennant race. Frank Thomas, .271 with a .415 slugging average, can tie this up with one swing of the bat. He's had a good series so far. On the bench today because of his very, very serious leather allergy. Frank didn't like to catch the ball when he played first base, and so Hernstein is in there. However, Frank Thomas has 4 hits in the series so far. And the home run that knocked the 79 Expos out of the National League Championship Series in this tournament. Pitch home to Thomas from Patton. Day strikes him out on a Patton bender. Leadoff man is gone for the Phillies in the 7th. Tony Taylor stands in. Taylor lofts one to left. It's going to drive... it's going to drive Wilson back a few steps, but he can make the play, and that is 2 down. And here comes Jim Fry. He wants to play matchups. He's got Gary Christensen in the bullpen, and he's going to him right now. Gary Christensen, the left-hander, is on to face Callison. Gary Christensen has not pitched in the World Series yet. On the road, Gary Christensen is a C reliever. He has control trouble. As you can see, his walk modifiers. He can give you 1 inning if you need it. Christensen will be replaced in the Royals bullpen by Rennie Martin and Raleigh Eastwick. And so Jim Fry calls in Christensen to replace Patton. Marty Patton went 1 2/3 perfect innings, no hits, no walks, no runs, and a pair of strikeouts on Marty Patton's ledger. Callison, 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a solo dong on the day. Christensen, the left-hander, to face Callison, the left-hander. The pitch home. Hit in the air to center. Amos Otis toward left center, drifting, and makes the play. And that retires Callison in the 7th. Christensen does his job. We go to the 8th, and it is Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3. As we go to the 8th, we're going to have a new pitcher because of the pinch hitter Thomas in the bottom of the 7th. John Boozer, who pitched an important inning in the league championship series, is on in the 8th to face Amos Otis, Darrell Porter, and Frank White for Kansas City. Boozer will bat 9th in the order. He pitched in relief 19 times for Gene Mauch in 1967. You can see he's a G, but the good news for the Phillies, he has strikeout modifiers on 55 to 60 and 77, and he can give you a pair of innings if you need him. So Gene Mauch pulling out all the stops. Jack Baldwin and Ray Culp are in the bullpen for Philadelphia in case Boozer has trouble. Amos Otis leads off. He's 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. This one hit on the ground to third, gloved by Allen. He throws to Hernstein, and that's 1 gone in the 8th. Darrell Porter, 1 for 3 with a ribby today. Pitch to Darrell. Line drive, base hit. Oh, I read that wrong. This is way back to right field. John Callison to the wall, and Porter just took Boozer out of here with a long one. It's 5-3 Kansas City, and Darrell Porter with another clutch hit. Here comes Mauch. He's had it with Boozer. He wants Culp. And Ray Culp comes on with 1 out in the 8th. And the Phillies have an important insurance run. The Royals have an important insurance run. It's Kansas City 5, Philadelphia 3 in the top of the 8th. There's 1 man out. Culp is on. Culp pitched 11 times in relief for Gene Mauch. He's an E at home. He has walk modifiers, 55 to 60 and 77, and he can give you 2 innings. Baldwin continues to throw in the Phillies bullpen. White, 1 for 3. Frank White lifts it in the air to left. Playable for Covington, and that's 2 down. And UL Washington with Gary Christensen standing in the on-deck circle like some kind of a sick joke. UL Washington is 1 for 3 with a dong on the day. He's also struck out. UL, this one's trouble. He drives it to the left center field gap. It's going to split Covington and Gonzalez and roll all the way to the wall before they collect it. UL's got himself a double. And maybe could have taken third, but he held up. Christensen will be called back, surprisingly, but not really. And it's going to be Hal McRae, the designated hitter for the Royals most of the time, but benched today because his leather allergy was really bothering him, and Jim Fry didn't want to lose a World Series by having Hal McRae botch another fly ball. So in the 8th inning with 2 men out and a runner in scoring position, Hal McRae will pinch hit for Gary Christensen against Ray Culp, another man who went down to injury during the pennant run of 1964. What do they want to do here? What do they want to do here? They're going to let Culp face him. Pitch to McRae. Washington works on his leadoff. There's 2 men out. This one hit on the ground to third. Gloved by Richie Allen. Throw to Herrnstein, and that retires the Royals in the 8th. But the call to John Boozer did not go well. Darrell Porter hit one 9 miles into the Philadelphia night. And they get an important insurance run for Kansas City. After 7.5, it's Kansas City 5, Philadelphia 3 in Game 3 of the World Series. But now the choices get a little gruesome. And Raleigh Eastwick has not had a good tournament. But they need a bridge to Quisenberry. So Quisenberry and Rennie Martin are throwing in the Kansas City bullpen. Here comes Raleigh Eastwick to try and get something positive done, but he has had a rough tournament, and he's facing the heart of the Philadelphia order. It's Richie Allen, Wes Covington, and Tony Gonzalez. On the road, as you can see on his card, Raleigh Eastwick is a G. He has a walk modifier on 77. He can give you 2 innings if you need him that badly. And on the road, it might be that badly. So Fry's on the top step of the dugout, watching carefully as Richie Allen strolls to the plate. The Phillies are down 2. It's the bottom of the 8th. Royals 5, Phillies 3. Richie Allen, the pitch from Eastwick. And the nightmare scenario begins as Richie Allen takes Eastwick to right field for a base hit. And the horror, the chamber of horrors that is Raleigh Eastwick's tournament continues. Wes Covington is 3 for 3 with a double, dong, and 2 runs scored and a ribby. But he's a double play target. The pitch from Eastwick to Covington is grounded to third. George Brett fumbles it. He recovers, grabs it, and throws in time to Akins to retire Covington, but Allen moves up to second. They had a double play opportunity, but it was fumbled by the Royals' third baseman, and that moves Allen up to second base. Yeah, that's it for Eastwick. A third of an inning was all Jim Fry could stomach of that little experiment. Quisenberry is loose, if that's the expression I'm looking for, and is ready in the bullpen. Here comes Jim Fry to make another pitching change. His 4th of the game. Eastwick went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs. 1 hit, no runs, no strikeouts, no home runs, no runs allowed so far, but Richie Allen on second base is his responsibility. So Eastwick is gone. Quisenberry is on. Quiz will bat 9th in the order and try and get a 5-out save here. Tony Gonzalez is a left-handed batting center fielder for the Phillies. He is due up. Quisenberry, as you can see, in 1980 was an A-plus pitcher on the road. He does not have a strikeout or walk modifier, and he can give you 2 innings. They need him for 5 outs to save their tournament. Gonzalez is 2 for 3 with a ribby. No runs scored. If he goes deep, we're tied. The pitch from Quiz. Hey, struck him out on a sinker. And that is 2 gone. Allen still at second base for Clay Dalrymple, 0 for 3, but also very capable of tying this game. Richie Allen at second base, working on his leadoff, wants to score on a single, but the man of the hour is Clay Dalrymple. The pitch to Clay. We have a range check. Get to the kitchen. Get to the kitchen, for the love of God. It's a range check. This one is hit at Frank White, who dives and makes the play and throws to Akins for the out. The Royals get out of trouble in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Unbelievably, with the score, Kansas City 5, Philadelphia 3, in a game the Royals have to have. Baldwin still throwing in the bullpen. Culp still on the mound. It's the top of the order for Kansas City, Willie Wilson. Then Jose Cardinal, and then George Brett in the 9th. They'd love another insurance run. They'd love it. But can they get it? And can Quisenberry get the save in the 9th? That's another good question. The pitch to Willie Wilson. A comebacker, gloved by Culp. He's going to turn and throw to Hernstein. That's 1 down in the 9th. Jose Cardinal. Against righties, not so impressive. Maybe Fry wants to go this way. It's going to be Peter Lecoq to bat for Jose Cardinal and try and get something going in the 9th for the Royals. Lecoq played in game 1 after Ronnie Millsap launched Amos Otis from the game. Lecoq played the left and Lesuct at La Plate. The pitch to Peter. The left-handed pinch hitter, Brett, is on deck. The left-handed pinch hitter facing Culp. We have a rare play. We've got a rare play. We have nobody on. And Lecoq is hit by a pitch. Oh, I'm wrong. Culp is a righty. Lecoq does not have a hit by pitch. That's ball 2. That's just ball 2. And here comes Culp's next pitch with Brett on deck. Hit in the air to right, but Callison can make this play, and that's 2 down. George Brett stands in, 1 for 4 with a run scored on Brett's day. Culp takes a big, deep breath and pitches to George. This one is ball 4. With 2 outs, Brett draws a walk. Akins coming to the plate. Billy Akins, 0 for 4 with a strikeout on his day. Brett works on his leadoff. Doesn't need it as Culp strikes out Akins. That retires the Royals in the 9th. We're going to have a new right fielder for Kansas City because Peter Lecoq's services in the field are no longer required. Rusty Torres will be the new right fielder. He has not played in the tournament either. Fry emptying the bench in an effort to try and win this game. Rusty Torres will be the new right fielder and bat second. And the Royals pray to God it doesn't come to that. Quisenberry back on the mound to try and finish a 5-out save for the Royals. It's the bottom of the ninth. That's the 1980 Royals 5, the 1964 Phillies 3 in Game 3 of the World Series that the Phillies lead 2-0. It's the bottom third of the Phillies order. It's Herrnstein, Wine, and then Culp, who will not bat, we can safely say. Phillies need 2 to tie, 3 to walk it off. And Herrnstein, oh my goodness. Herrnstein will lead it off and bat. Wine is standing in the on-deck circle like a sick joke. Wine has the hat trick. You can bet Gene Mauch isn't going to let him go for the golden sombrero. It's the bottom of the ninth. Herrnstein 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. The pitch to him. Hit on the ground to short. Gloved by Brett. Throw to Akins, and that's one gone. Bobby Wine predictably called back to the dugout. The pinch hitter will be Cookie Rojas. For Wine, Cookie's played an important part in this tournament for these Phillies. Kind of a jack of all trades for the 64 Phillies, and he's paid off big time in this tournament. .291 batting average for him in 1964 with a .334 on base average. Quisenberry, the pitch. Ground ball second, Frank White on a hop. Flips to Akins, that's 2 down. And with 2 outs and nobody on base, we're going to have another pinch hitter. This one for Ray Culp. It's going to be Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson played yesterday and played well. He was the right-handed half of the Phillies left field platoon in the last half of 1964. He was a .303 hitter with a .345 on base average. Quisenberry has retired 4 in a row. If he gets 5, the Royals win. Pitch to Johnson. Hit in the air to left. Willie Wilson back. He's on the track. He's near the wall. He's got it. And the Royals win Game 3, 5-3. Winning pitcher, Rich Gale. Losing pitcher, Art Mahaffey. And the save goes to Quisenberry, and that would be Quisenberry's wow, his 5th save in the tournament. So that's pretty impressive. But more impressive is that the Royals are back in the series. For the victorious and visiting 1980 Kansas City Royals, they scored 5 runs on 10 hits, and they committed no errors. For the vanquished and homestanding 1964 Philadelphia Phillies, they scored 3 runs on only 7 hits, and they committed no errors. We are now to the ugly stage of both teams starting rotations. Game 4 for the Royals will be started by left-hander and soft tosser Paul Splittorff, who will begin the game as a G pitcher. He will be opposed by left-hander and just about as soft of a tosser, Dennis Bennett, who is a G pitcher at home, and just as Splittorf is a G pitcher on the road. We might have a whole lot of runs scored in Game 4. But we'll be back at Shibe Park tomorrow for that battle between those two soft-tossing lefties. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and check out the other Pine Tar baseball games on my channel. Check out Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com, ttlbaseballgame.com. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.